Namaste and hello, this is your Sanskrit instructor welcoming you back into lesson number 187. In the previous lessons, we learned how to form the present participle in the active, and we have not learned how to do the present participle in the middle voice, or in other words, the atmanepada for terminations, or the verbs that take the atmanepadi terminations or the middle voice. So verbs taking the atmanepada terminations, they form their present participle differently because they form their present participle in mana. And to form it, instead of, so the active voice, what we did in the last video to do the present participle active is that we removed anti, the third person plural. In this situation, for verbs taking the atmanepada terminations, we are taking the termination te of the third person singular. We're removing that, and then we are replacing that with mana. So we have some examples here for you. So lab, for example, means to obtain. It becomes, in third person singular, it becomes labhate. And then that te is removed and man is replaced. It becomes labhaman. Labhaman means obtaining. Man means to think, and that is in the fourth conjugation. By the way, lub is in the sixth conjugation. So the way how it's going from top to bottom, lub is the first conjugation, man is the fourth conjugation, mri is the sixth conjugation, and mrig is the 10th conjugation. So we have a verb representing each type of conjugation that we have learned together. So back to man, to think. Man becomes manyate in third person singular. Then the te is removed, you're adding mana, it becomes manyamana. Manyamana means thinking. Then you have mri, which means to die. In the third person singular, mriyate means he, she, or it dies. Then you're taking off that te from mriyate, and then that te is replaced by the mana, and it becomes mriyamana. So notice that it's the cerebral na instead of the dental na, and that is because that dental na that was originally there was preceded by the ra in mriyamana, and that is why the dental na turned into the cerebral na. So mriyamarna means dying. That's a short e in mriyamarna. So now mrig, 10th conjugation. Mrig means to seek in Sanskrit, the verbal root. And then in third person singular, mrigayate means he, she, or it seeks. Then that te is removed, and then the mana is replacing that te, and you end up with mrigayamarna. So mrigayamarna means seeking. So how are these declined? Now that you have your present participle for the middle voice, how are they declined? So the masculine is declined like kupaha. If you're using that to describe something that's masculine, you're going to decline it like kupaha. If you are using that to decline to describe something that is neuter, like the thinking, I don't know, fruit, for example, that's the first neuter noun that came up to my mind, then you would use the neuter. Then you would take your participle and then you would decline it like vanam. Anyhow, so Lab, to obtain, obtaining, because we're taking labhamana. So labhamana, obtaining, would be declined as follows as kupaha for masculine, singular, dual, and plural respectively. Labhamanaha, labhamano, and labhamanaha. That is the nominative case, singular, dual, and plural. And then the declension will go on as continues, just like how you're declining kupaha. And then for neuter, you would make that labhamanam, labhamane, and labhamani, etc., etc., etc. So that is how the middle voice, the present participle middle voice type participles are declined, and that's how they are used when you're putting them in a sentence. If you are wondering how things are declined in the feminine gender, that will be discussed later, not to fear. So with that, this is your Sanskrit instructor signing off with a namaste.